Hi guys and welcome to MotorBeam. The Kia Carens 6-seater RV recreational vehicle is finally here, and in this video I'll be pitting it against the Maruti XL6, which is basically a 6-seater version of the Ertiga, a more premium version of the Ertiga. And in this video we'll compare the third row comfort, the second row comfort, and even the performance of both of these vehicles, and in the end I'll tell you which one to buy. But before we get started, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the MotorBeam channel. So I'll quickly give you a lowdown on the sizes of both of these cars. Now the Kia Carens is longer than the XL6 by 95 millimeters. It is also wider than the XL6 by 25 millimeters, and the Kia is also taller than the Maruti by 8 millimeters. Meanwhile, the wheelbase of the Kia Carens is also 40 millimeters longer than the wheelbase of the Maruti XL6. And if you talk about the tire sizes, on the XL6 on every variant you get 185, 65, 15 tires. Meanwhile, on the 1.5 liter petrol variants of the Kia Carens you get 195, 65, 15 tires, while on the turbo petrol and the diesel variants of the Kia Carens you get 205, 65, 16 tires. Now both of these cars look really smart. I mean, the XL6 has a very nice design, but it looks very under-tired. Meanwhile, the Kia Carens also has a very nice design, but some bits are a bit polarizing. Some of the design elements do seem to be a bit on the louder side. Now, while the Kia Carens is bigger than the XL6, in fact, this car is also bigger than the Hyundai Alcazar in terms of dimensions, but somehow it does not look that big because of the proportions of the bonnet, the low placement of the bonnet, and somehow it does not have that kind of a road presence which the Hyundai Alcazar has. Now, talking about the boot capacities, well, both these cars are really high on practicality. Now, on the Maruti XL6 with the third row folded, you get around 550 liters of boot capacity. You can probably fit two people over here comfortably. With the third row up, you get around 209 liters of cargo capacity, which is also pretty good because it is slightly more than the Kia Carens. It is here, yes. So on the Kia Carens with the third row folded, you get 492 liters. With the third row up, we don't have the exact figure yet, but it is somewhere between 180 to 200 liters, which is slightly lesser than that of the Maruti XL6, even though the XL6 is a bit smaller in size. Could you pass me a Pringle? Yeah. Okay, time to do a third row test with the Kia Carens. I really love doing this. Not. Okay, so the good thing is that the rear seat, the second row seat, completely tumbles down, so getting in is quite easy, I think. Yes. So we are seated in the third row of the Kia Carens. Getting in was really easy thanks to the second row seat which tumbled down, and there's a lot of space over here for ingress and egress. The headrest can be adjusted, the seat can also be reclined. Lots of cup holders. There's a USB port which I can see here. AC vents on the top. You get this nice cabin light, dual cabin lights. Nice. And you have a charging port on that side also, and of course two big cup holders. Okay, one big cup holder and a mobile phone holder. How is the experience, Daniel?
It is very spacious, and actually being an adult I can fit here.
You can fit here, but I think with the second row up, I think knee room will be an issue definitely for both of us. Headroom is fine. Even the width of the cabin seems good enough for two people. Yes. But yeah, the knee room will be an issue for tall people. If I put the seat up, it will just brush against my knee, so that could be an issue. Let's check out the XL6 then.
Yes.
Okay, let's check out the third row of the XL6. Now the thing over here is that this seat does not tumble down completely, so you have to slide it ahead and make do with whatever space is there. Oh. Okay, seated in the third row of the XL6. Now this is also not a bad place to be in. I mean, for a car of this segment, for a car of this price point, it is a decent place. No AC vents for the third row passengers. There's no cabin light also, and you get a single cup holder on both the sides, but I don't think you get a charging port. Third row passengers cannot charge their phone, but space levels are similar to the Carens. I mean, not much difference. Yes. Knee room will be an issue for tall people. Headroom is fine. Width also seems good enough. And the size of the seat is bigger than that of the Carens.
Yes, that is a bit there because I can get some kind of under thigh support here.
Even the size of the headrest is a bit bigger.
Yes.
So yeah, I think good place to be in, but quality levels are a bit better on the Carens.
Let's check out the second rows.
Chalo. Okay, time to check out the second row comfort of the Carens. We are seated over here. Again, ingress egress was easy. The headrest is adjustable. The doors open wide. The window is also big enough, and you have this nice sunshade.
Wow.
So yeah, to save you from the droop outside, and AC vents on the top, dual cabin lights, blower controls over here on the center console, two USB ports. Okay, these seem to be Type-C ports, and a slot to keep your mobile phone. There's one more thing for people like us.
I don't get a tray though.
You don't have a tray, you have the virus protection over here, so you have two choices, either sit here and eat or work, or sit there and protect yourself from the virus.
Nice.
Okay, but the virus protector does seem to be a bit big in size, na? ज़्यादा बड़ा नहीं है.
Cabin बड़ा है ना?
and you have these nice nets also. Now headroom is more than enough. The seat seems comfortable enough. Again, I think the seat is a bit small in size. Do you think so?
I find it okay for my size.
I think the under thigh support is decent again for people, tall people like me. Thoda wo kam hai, but I think yeah, good vibe in the cabin. I like the quality of the upholstery and all these things. XL6 time. Okay, time to check out the second row of the Maruti XL6. Again, ingress egress was extremely easy. The door opens really wide. The window is slightly bigger than that of the Kia Carens. The seat is bigger in size. The headrest is also a bit taller. So yes, I think this is a nice place to be in. You get 4 AC vents on the top.
Yeah.
I think these are similar to the ones on the Maruti Eco. The design is the same. And you get those blow controls on the top. Here पे बीच में you get a single 12-volt charging socket and some small storage spaces, but nothing fancy as such.
That's it. No tray, वगैरह, nothing here.
No tray. You get these basic seat back pockets. That's about it. The Carens feels more fancy. I think kids will love that car a bit more. They will love the gizmos and all that. This is good. The fundamentals are good on this car. Space is nice, comfort is good, but nothing fancy.
I find the seat to be slightly bigger in this.
Yeah, the seat is much bigger than that of the Carens. Better support, headrest is also taller. Yeah.
Nice.
Now the thing over here is that the Kia Carens, you get the 6-seater version only on the top end variant. On the every lower variant you get only the 7-seater configuration. On the XL6, on every variant you get only the 6-seater layout. If you want a 7-seater, get the Ertiga.
Ertiga. CNG भी उसमें मिलेगा.
Taxi.
Taxi.
Okay, so now sitting in the cabin of the Maruti XL6, it feels like an extremely familiar place because most of the parts are shared with other Maruti cars. And in terms of features, the XL6 gets all the basic necessary features and it has more equipment than the Maruti Ertiga also. But again, the Kia Carens is leagues ahead when it comes to equipment and offer. But right now, I'll do an audio system test. So the Maruti XL6 gets a 7-inch screen. You get 4 speakers and 2 tweeters, and the sound quality, well, let's check it out. Now, I would love to play some songs of AP Dillon because that is trending right now, but let's not get into the copyright thing. And we'll play this nice track.
Yeah, what the hell? So why don't we stay out to the morning light? Cause Jones can make it right. We're just doing what we feeling right now. So Chardonnay, we camp in the parking lot. We chases our plastic cups. We're just doing what we feeling right now.
Okay, I think the sound quality was really good for a basic audio system. So as I mentioned before, nothing fancy, 4 speakers, 2 tweeters. Sound quality even at the highest volume was like crystal clear. It wasn't distorting or anything of that sort. And I think most people again won't really have a reason to complain or maybe get an aftermarket system in their cars. This should suit most people well. And yeah, let's check out the cabin of the Kia Carens now. Okay, sitting in the cabin of the Kia Carens now, this feels a whole lot more well appointed compared to that of the XL6. Better quality all around, so many extra features, and overall the feel of the cabin is really next level. I mean, there are so many extra features. You can have a look at the list of all the features on the screen right now. There are lots of buttons over here. The screen is bigger, the screen is bigger. You get a fully digital instrument cluster. You get an analog one on the XL6, and this car gets a 10.25-inch screen with 8 Bose speakers. So again, time to check out the sound quality with the exact same track.
Why you hanging on the rooftop by yourself? I have an open invitation, but you're telling me go get lost. I don't wanna see your face. Yeah, what the hell? So why don't we stay out to the morning light? Cause Jones can make it right.
Okay, the sound quality is indeed very good. Even on the XL6 you get pretty decent sound quality, but this one is definitely slightly better than that of the Maruti. And yes, I am loving the feel of the cabin that the Carens has to offer. Now the Maruti XL6 gets only a single engine option, which is a 1.5 litre K15 petrol engine making 105 PS and 138 Newton meters. With this you get either a 5-speed manual or a very ancient 4-speed torque converter. That automatic gearbox is quite old now, but again it does the job well. It is smooth enough and it offers a hell lot of convenience. It is not blisteringly quick or anything of that sort. There are no pedal shifters also, but again for people who just want comfort and convenience, that 4-speed automatic does the job well. But Maruti will soon enough launch an updated version of the XL6 with a 6-speed torque converter. Now this engine is quite good in terms of performance. Being a naturally aspirated engine, there is not a lot of punch, but again it offers very good drivability and refinement levels are also very nice. So vibrations are extremely low and the engine offers a very smooth driving experience. The low end punch is nice. In the city the car feels so tractable, and even out on the highways till speeds of approximately 140-150, this car can easily reach those speeds. And of course it can do higher speeds also, but I think keeping in mind the body style of the XL6, you really wouldn't want to drive it faster than that. Now the XL6 also offers very good ride quality. The suspension is, I think, perfectly suited to our roads, but the thing is that with the 15-inch tires, this car does seem to lose grip quite easily, quite quickly when you push this car hard. So I think an upgrade to 16-inch tires would be a very big plus point if you are thinking of purchasing this car. And I think the update of the XL6, which will come later this year, that could have a bigger tire size. In terms of handling, the XL6 is a very neutral vehicle. It does not offer a lot of excitement behind the wheel. The steering wheel itself lacks a lot of feel and feedback. It is light enough at city speeds. Out on the highways it does not feel very heavy. It does not communicate that well with the driver also. And then it is time for the quintessential question, kitna deti hai? Now the XL6 is surprisingly fuel efficient. This car is showing 15 kilometers per litre in the MID. Realistically you will get 13-14 in the city and probably 18-19 out on the highways with the manual. And with the automatic, of course, the efficiency numbers will be slightly lower, but again quite good for a car with a 1.5 litre non-turbo petrol engine. This car also gets a mild hybrid system, basically SHUS, which just shuts off the car when you stop at the signal and automatically brings the engine back to life when you press the clutch pedal. So yes, this is a very neutral vehicle to drive around. Nothing exciting on offer, but again nothing disappointing as well. Time to move on to check out how the Kia Carens drives. Okay, so while the Maruti XL6 gets only a single engine, the Kia Carens is available with 3 engine options. You get a standard 1.5 litre naturally aspirated petrol engine making 115 PS and 144 Newton meters. With that engine, you get only a 6-speed manual. The second engine is a 1.4 litre turbo petrol engine making around 140 horses and 242 Newton meters. With this engine, you get a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed DCT. And the third engine is a 1.5 litre diesel engine making 115 PS and 250 Newton meters. Again, with that, you also get a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed torque converter. Now none of these engines are all new. We have experienced all of them, all the powertrain combinations on various Hyundai and Kia cars, and I think all of these engines are pretty good. The 1.5 naturally aspirated engine is extremely refined. It offers good punch actually for day-to-day driving. Again, it is not very exciting, but it is a worthy rival to the K15 engine offered by Maruti. Refinement levels are good, performance is decent on that engine, and for people who want something which is no fuss, I think the 1.5 engine makes good sense for those people. The car which I'm driving right now, this is the 1.4 turbo DCT variant. This engine is quite exciting in comparison to the 1.5 petrol engine. This engine offers very good punch once the turbo kicks in. Now with the automatic variants of the Kia Carens, you get 3 different driving modes: normal, eco and sport, and you can customize these modes. You can basically select a mode based on the kind of driving that you want to do. The car is in normal mode right now. I'll quickly switch over to sport mode. Okay, the engine feels more eager now. The steering wheel has weighted up a bit more, and the Carens does seem to be quite excited to take higher speeds. Of course, being an RV, which is basically a mix of an MPV and an SUV, the Carens is also not very, it is not a very sharp handler, and it is again a bit on the neutral side, but the performance from the engine is definitely a lot more exciting than the 1.5 NA on the XL6. But again, these engines can't be compared. The real competition is the 1.5 MPI engine of the Carens. Now the 1.4 engine is very nice in terms of performance. You also get paddle shifters. This is something which is missing on the XL6, and the 7-speed DCT is also a modern transmission which is again much better than the 4-speed torque converter offered on the XL6. Now if we talk about the diesel engine which is offered with the Kia Carens, again the same engine we have seen on the Sonet, the Seltos, the Creta, the Verna, and even the Hyundai i20. Even the Alcazar has that engine. That engine is good. It is, again, it has a decent punch, and the good thing with that engine is that it offers extremely good fuel efficiency. With the petrol engines, the thing is that you will realistically get around 8 to 10 kilometers per liter in the city, maybe 14-15 on the highways, but with the diesel engine you get around 14-15 in the city itself, and the highway number goes up to as much as 20 kilometers per liter. Now again, in terms of handling, the Kia Carens, well, it is not a very sharp handler as I mentioned. The steering is also just about average in terms of feel and feedback that it offers, but again I really like the ride quality that this car has to offer. I think on the ride quality front, both the cars are very nicely matched, and the 16-inch tires of the Carens definitely do a very good job of, you know, offering grip to this car. Now again, another good thing of the Kia Carens is that you get rear disc brakes as standard on every variant. On the XL6 you get only drum brakes at the rear, but again braking performance is also decent enough on both the cars. Now if we talk about the safety features of both of these vehicles, on the Maruti XL6 you get dual front airbags, ABS with EBD, brake assist, and ISOFIX child seat mounts as standard. That's it. On the Kia Carens, on every variant of this vehicle you get 6 airbags, you get ABS, you get hill assist control, you get downhill brake control, you get ISOFIX child seat mounts, you also get TPMS, and apart from that you also get rear disc brakes. The Kia Carens also comes with VSM, which is vehicle stability management. So yes, in terms of safety, this car gets a lot more equipment than the Maruti XL6. Sadly, none of these cars have been crash tested yet, but the Ertiga has been crash tested, and that car got a 3-star rating in the global NCAP test. So which one of these 6-seaters should you buy? Now the Maruti XL6, well, it is a very basic car, but it is also extremely value for money. You get it for 12 lakhs to 14.5 lakhs on road Mumbai, which is fantastic pricing, and for that price that car is unbeatable. But the Kia Carens is better in almost every way. It has more features, it has better quality, it has better powertrain options also, and it also has a whole lot of better safety features. So the premium for the Kia Carens will definitely be worth it. Now this car is expected to be priced between 12 to 22 lakhs on road Mumbai. It will be slightly lesser than the Hyundai Alcazar. So I think if you have the budget, if you want all the bells and whistles, go for the Kia Carens. Even the lower variants and even the mid variants will be quite value for money. They will also be loaded with a lot of features, but if you are on a very tight budget and you want a nice people mover, you really cannot go wrong with the Maruti XL6 also. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you liked it. Let me know your choice out of these two cars in the comment section below.